Ready, y'all. Let's get it. What's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Saturday edition. Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, and Hudco Roofing, hudcoroofing.com. Ooh, I do need to share the YouTube link on Twitter. Do that real quick. Bada bing, bada bing, bada boom. One more click. All right. Boom. Okay. All right, y'all. Let's get into it here. LSU wins game 1 against Alabama. How about a little 2-1 action? It was a day where Landon Marceau got hit a lot, man. He gave up 11 hits in total. Alabama, 13 hits on the day and just 1 run. LSU wins 2-1. Started off great for the Tigers, who looked like they were going to explode in the first inning. When Trey Morgan led off with a double, I'm going to tell you, came home, ate dinner, went to, this is our normal routine, and I take Drew to Albertsons, right? So it just coincides around 7. So I'm listening to the bottom of the first inning on the radio as we're getting out of the car at Albertsons. Then I put the game on my phone while we walked around. I could watch it walk around. When Trey Morgan doubled in the first, the crowd was awesome. I tweeted, like, it sounded awesome on radio. I tweeted, that's made it looks and sounds awesome at the box. So good to see. We talked about it all week. This is an opportunity where LSU with the crowd could make an impact. I think they did last night. So that was really phenomenal. But man, first inning, they had a chance to blow it open. Morgan double, Cruz singled. You got first and third, nobody out. Dugai hits the the line drive, sac fly. And then Doty singled, and you're like, oh, here we go. And then they try hit and run, and Doty gets pegged at second, and Thompson flied out. I'm okay being aggressive, and I know Paul loves to hit and run, but man, it really felt like you were seeing that guy, you were hitting that guy. Why run the risk of getting a guy pegged on the bases who's not a great runner? So you had a chance, it felt like, early to get on that guy, and then you just didn't. You threatened a lot, but so did they. But man, you got the win. What a contrast from some of the other 1-run games LSU's lost throughout this year. Little team's growing up, man. All right. Let's say some good mornings here. Stephen Miller, Glenn Laurie, Kirk Taylor, and Drew Bayer. Shout out to my daughter Mackenzie on her 15th birthday. Happy birthday, Mackenzie. If Drew wakes up, we'll get her to sing. Get him to sing to her. Jeff McKithen, good morning. 35th high school reunion this weekend in Fun Road. Damn, bro, you old, 35. I hope you enjoy it, man. Hope you have a great weekend. Let's see. Kurt needed a cigarette after that game last night. LOL. Jesse Brown, morning from Rock Hill, South Carolina. Brian and Andy Pitt, more from Amarillo. Sad day again. My oldest daughter's mom passed away last night. I'll be flying home. Sorry to hear that, man. Golly. Y'all have had a couple of weeks, huh? Well, man, condolences to your family, man. Very sorry to hear that. John Melanson, good morning. What's up, all the YouTube crowd over there? Trivia, what's up, man? Good morning. Stacy Schilling, good morning. How is Trey Morgan not a first rounder? So there's really 2 reasons. And we talked about it a little bit already, but so first base isn't a premium defensive position, even though he's great at it. And because he's a left-hander, he can't play anywhere else in the infield. He can't be a left side of the infield guy. And he's not an outfielder. So you're not going to put a premium on first base. That's one. And two, he doesn't hit for power. So, for those guys that are going to be first rounders, they're typically your 5-tool guys. Now, Morgan may develop a power stroke. And if he does, that changes the game. But I'd put it to you this way. It's not that different from a guy this isn't exactly apples to apples. Okay, please don't misunderstand what I'm about to say, because they're not the same player. But Rafe Rhymes hit 430, but Rafe was a single sitter. He didn't have speed, didn't have power, didn't have really a glove, and didn't have a great arm. Really, he could hit for average. He had one tool. He could hit for average. That's why. Those guys that go in the first round that are, top half of round one guys typically are your 5-tool guys. Dylan Cruz is a 5-tool guy. He can hit for average. He can hit for power. He's got elite speed, got an elite glove, got a great arm. He's a 5-tool guy. That's why Cruz will be a first rounder. Let's see. Paul Batts, more from Houston. Go Tigers. Weird statistical anomaly resulted from the game last night. You talking about the 13 hits and the 1 run? I'm with you, man, but I'll take it. Chuck Sanchez. What's up, Chuck? Get it? Up, Chuck? Good to see you, man. The boat in Fushan. There you go, man. Kelly Presley, good morning. Head to LSU Law School. Son is graduating. Congratulations to Hayden. Congrats, Hayden. That's awesome. Sure, you got to be a proud mama today, for sure. Stephen Miller, finally LSU beats Alabama in something. How about we beat them 2 more times? Chris Proctor. Morning, Matt. Played with fire all night last night. Found a way to pull it out. With Fontenot done, who do we lean on for 7 and 9 innings? It's funny, too, because Stephen Miller texted yesterday. It was like, so, Fontenot for a 2-inning save and you burn him for the weekend? It was yesterday morning, sure enough. It's who Paul trusts. And Fontenot has been pretty good in that role. And look, I've talked about this all year, man. When people were dogging Fontenot, we can go back and pull the tape. Fontenot's problem is an obvious one. He can't throw multiple times in a weekend. For whatever reason, that's his bugaboo, man. Whenever they hand him the ball multiple times in a weekend, his production goes down. I did this segment on the show on AFR earlier this year where I went back and looked at the times in his career where he got the ball twice in a weekend. And it was just like the second time, he wasn't productive. So, if he can go out there and empty the gas tank, be 100% effort, and give you a 2-inning, 2 2/3 inning save, all right. So who? Garrett Edwards, Will Helmers, Javen Coleman, Blake Money. Paul's been going to Hasty when he needs a lefty. Ty Floyd was getting warm last night. You got arms. I don't know that you have great options. The only guy I'd really trust in a key spot to get me outs would be Garrett Edwards. We'll find out. By the way, if you're over here on YouTube, thanks for watching. 18 watching, 7 likes if you would. Hit that like button. Massively helpful. Also here on Facebook. Like the page, share the post, like the page, share the post. Chad Wilkin. Nothing more on brand than LSU running into outs. Chad, here's the thing. And I've been frustrated with that too. I don't have as big a problem when you're strategically aggressive. Like K. Doty wasn't stealing a base. That was a hit and run. And Thompson swung at the pitch. It was outside. And catcher made an awesome throw to second base. And they pegged Doty. So I get it. What Mineri's trying to do there is avoid Thompson hitting into a double play. So I get it. I mean, there's a calculated risk there, right? He's trying to avoid Thompson hitting into a double play and ending the inning on one swing. So you start the runner. Ball in play. We'll score the runner from third. You stay out of the double play. You keep the inning going. I get it. I get it. But then the risk is what happened. You don't put the ball in play. Doty, who's not a great runner, gets pegged at second, and now you got a runner on third with 2 outs, and the inning ends when Thompson flies out, as opposed to if Doty had just stayed where he was, Thompson hits the fly ball, Cruz scores on a sac fly. Those are things that are great to say in hindsight. I mean, I get it. It's just, preference. Craig Dugas, boot up balls. That's, to your point, Chad, like, that's not the same as sending a runner from third and he gets pegged by 15 feet at home. That's not the same as when Drewbianco tried to tag from first and got pegged at second. You know what I mean? Like, that's different. Those are bonehead mistakes. Paul Bats, could be a game of thumb wars. Beating Alabama just hits differently. John Bro, more to Matt Gutty win last night. Hope Labus can do the same today. Hey, remember, Ben McDonald said this on AFR last week. He said, normally when a pitcher goes and has an outing like Labus did against Ole Miss, where he threw 126 pitches, he said, normally, you feel great that day when the adrenaline's pumping. It's the next day when your arm is killing you. He said it usually takes about 2 weeks, 2 starts to start feeling normal again. Well, Labus's last 2 starts were not very good. This one would be the one where you go, all right, let's see if he's back in his groove. So, Craig Dugas scored a Caribou Crossing last night. Don't remember how you feel about it. Cool presentation, though. Yeah, so Caribou Crossing is basically, they're basically trying to recreate the same vibe around Blanton's, right? I mean, it comes in the box. It's same box. You open it. Topper, the same textured topper that Blanton's has. Obviously they're making the toppers a collectible. The bottle is the same shape as the Rock Hill Farms bottle. You can see they're side by side right there. I don't know if you can see these two right here. That's Rock Hill and Caribou. Right up next to the CYPB right here. These two. So anyway, I mean the juice is like 80 proof. I mean, it's a very low proof Canadian whiskey, but it's good. It's good. It's just very mild. Merrick Mathern, good morning. What's going on over here on YouTube? Light on the comments on YouTube. Appreciate y'all watching though. We still sounding good, y'all? Let me know if we're sounding good. On Facebook, I got the mic plugged in, but I can only plug it into one source, so it's plugged into the Surface here for Facebook because it's a USB plug, so I can't go on YouTube because YouTube's on my phone. But let me know Facebook if we're still sounding good over there. Jason Bourgeois, found my unicorn yesterday. You got an Elijah Craig toasted. That's awesome, man. Yeah, man, I got a pretty nice little collection of Elijah Craig. I found a barrel proof this week, so I got Elijah Craig barrel proof, got it toasted. Nice little collection. Elijah Craig is releasing a rye, but it's not released in Louisiana yet, so I need to get my hands on that. I think you can order it, but you got to pay like $40 for shipping and handling. I'm like, that's the same price as the juice. No thanks. Hey, Dad, good morning. Kirk Taylor game was a statistical outlier in all areas. Stephen Miller, so nostalgic last night as the game got later. Crowd got louder on every pitch. That's awesome, man. It's Stephen. I mean, I wasn't there obviously, but it sounded like it on TV, and it was really cool to have a crowd behind some. Like, I'm gonna tell y'all, like, I'm leaving. I'm doing this. I'm gonna get Drew dressed, take him over to ride the elevators, and then I'm heading to Houston for UFC 262 tonight. And I'm pumped, man. I'm so pumped to be in. This will be the first time that I'll be in an arena with fans and crowd and all that sort of stuff. But I am fired up, man. I am so excited to go get to watch this event. So I mean, everybody who got to go to that game last night, and dude, was watching it. The knuckleheads behind home plate that were like, aping like out of their mind every time there's a strikeout. I mean, having a good time. It's like, just hadn't seen that in so long, man. It was cool to see. It was very cool to see. Brant Robin, morning, Scone. They held on last night. Need to get the brooms out for once. Brant, I mean, I don't think this LSU team is good enough to sweep anybody. I mean, and that's okay. And I'm not being negative. It's just, you're 8 SEC weekends in. You just at this point, I mean, you are what you are, and I would love it if they found a way to sweep this series. I would love it, but I mean, I'm good with 2. I mean, I'm good. I'm good with when you have to win this. If you sweep that's lanyard, you just have to win this series. You cannot lose this series against a team that you're chasing in the standings. Courtney Storr, great defense at the box. How about Mitchell Sanford got the start and right. They moved Dylan Cruz to center. Not a great night for Sanford. Let's see, Sanford. Sanford was 0 for 2 with a strikeout. He did walk. And he misplayed that ball in right field, which allowed runners to get the second and third. And Marceau got out of it. I think the strikeout, and what did he do? It was strikeout. That was in the first when Sanford misplayed it. No, it had to be the second. Yeah, there it is. It was in the second. So it went ground out single, error on Sanford. So he had second and third, 1 out. Then he got Rose to strike out, and then a ground out from Wilson to the shortstop to get out of it. But Sanford struggled early. But man, he hosed that guy at the plate. I mean, think about that. Sanford hosing the guy at the plate. Milazzo hosing the runner at third. And then Gio was the defensive replacement late in the game, and he made that play ranging to his right into left field. Called off Gavin Dugas on a ball that, I mean, was pretty well struck. Yeah, man. Very cool. How about that? Ryan Dixon, Bianco with the winning RBI. Pulmonary's hidden secret all year. I was thinking about that this morning again, man. If I get a chance to interview Drew here soon, I'm going to ask him that. I'm going to ask him, man, what? Because you have to be honest about it. It's like, listen, man, Drewbianco, before that Ole Miss series, for his career, he had struck out, what did I say the number was? 40% of his at-bats, his career at-bats. I mean, he was just, you couldn't justify playing the kid because he struck out too much. He had a sub-200 average. And Maneri gave him the start against Ole Miss, and I guess maybe it was just he didn't have to fret about pressing or if he was going to get pulled. It was just, it's his job for the weekend. And he got a hit in each of those 3 games. And he got a hit in each of the 3 games against Arkansas. And he got a hit each of the 3 games last week against Auburn. Got a hit last night. So that's a 10-game SEC hitting streak now for Drewbianco. He's gotten a hit in every SEC game he's played in, which it's incredible. It's plumb incredible. He's batting near 300 right now in conference play. So good on him, man. Kid who had entered the transfer portal, decided to return. Was getting looks in it's shortstop and in center field early this season. I mean, look, Hannah Griffith said this line a long time ago. If y'all remember Blake Gill. Blake Gill was a guy in the Smoke era who I think maybe finished up in Paul's first year in 07. And, at early in his career, Blake Gill was playing first base and batting 7th or 8th. By the end of his career, he's playing shortstop and batting 3rd, which tells you why the program went the way it did at that point. And Maneri said, I like Blake Gill. I like Blake Gill playing first base and batting seventh. I don't like Blake Gill playing short and batting third. And I'm like, that's the same with Drewbianco. I like Bianco playing second base, batting eighth in the lineup, getting you some production in the bottom third. Remember we talked about that earlier this season, like how the bottom third of the order was just a black hole. They got nothing out of it. Well, I like playing second, batting eighth. Okay. Give me some production there. Playing short, batting third. I like what Bianco's doing in the bottom third of the order. But I'd love to know from him what happened. Was it just knowing he had the opportunity just to get consistent at bats, he changed something? I mean, it's been a great story. He roped that double last night. I mean, game-winning run. Arthur Coco, what spot is the Pelicans in the draft right now? How high up can they go? Well, they lost last night, which I was glad to see, although they tried to win it. They lost to Golden State by 3. I think 125, 122 is the final. Let's look at this right now because I did not look at the rest of the scores from last night. So let me see. I know the lowest they could go, I think was 8th. The 8th worst record. Hang on. Standings. Okay. So the Pels and the Kings are both at 40 losses. And the Bulls are at 40 losses. So, and the Pels are 31. Pels and Kings are 31 and 40. The Bulls are 30 and 40. So you need the Bulls to win 2 games, the Kings to win their last game, and the Pels to lose their last game, and then they'd end up with the 8th worst record. So here's open. And interestingly enough, like the Lakers are in the 7 seed right now, and Portland is the 6. So the Lakers have a shot to avoid the play-in. It's basically the Lakers or Portland. One of them are going to be in the play-in tournament. So the Lakers have to go win against New Orleans on Sunday. So they're going to play everybody and try to win that game. Andrew Brister, thoughts on the fights tonight? I'm really excited about it. I don't know. Normally, I'll tell you, I have a great feel on, especially on a main event. I would give a slight lean to Oliveira. But I'm really looking forward to this fight, man. I'd give a slight lean to Oliveira. But yeah, I'm bummed that Nate got scrapped from the card. I need to see if they replaced that fight. They had to have replaced that fight, huh? Let's see if they replaced it. I'm trying to get the whole card here. They had, because they lost 2 fights on the card. Tony Ferguson against Beneil is going to be awesome. Ferguson's one of those guys. Ferguson's the guy that I thought could beat Habib. Let's see. Schnell against Bontorin. Chikagian, I've seen Caitlin Chikagian fight. She got taken apart by Valentina last time I saw her. Going to get Edson Barbosa, which is awesome. Dude, we're going to get Jacare on this card. I mean, Valentina's sister's fighting. I don't know anybody in the early prelims. 3 cards in Europe right now. Got some dudes on this card. Looking forward to it, man. Well, let's see. Stephen Miller, as critical as I've been to some of Paul's moves, worked out great in certain Geo last night and made a run-saving catch. Seemed like he ran 50 yards to make the catch. Stephen, ain't no doubt. But the other thing, too, man, Dugas was there, too. I mean, I don't know if you noticed it, but, like, Dugas had a beat on it and ducked basically to get out of Gio's way. He was on a full sprint. So I wonder if Gavin could have made that catch, but you're right though, man. It was a great play by Gio in center. It was a heady defensive replacement at the time, no doubt. Janet, what was last night's attendance? Let's see, I'm looking at it right here. Attendance 6,946, 6946. So not a packed house, but most they've had at a game this year for sure. Matthew Rodri, who is Bama's number one starter? Is that who's pitching today? Yes. I guess Bohannon is pitching backwards because I told Coogan this last night on the broadcast, or on the broadcast, on the Facebook Live we did, the companion show. And I was like, hey, bro, I was like, Coogan, I went through his line. I said, hey, the guy they're starting, Dylan Smith, 93 strikeouts in 70 and 2/3 innings pitched, just 17 walks, 3.57 ERA. It's like, who? It's a Cougar. He's 1-6. He just melted laughing. Like, can I get this guy some runs? Why about a no decision every now and again? That's brutal, man. Just look what happened to Bama last night. They just haven't given him much run support. So the guy throwing tonight is a pretty good arm, but hopefully Labus can match him. Pam Johnson, good morning. Brant Roban, Matt, challenged my dad 3 weeks to get down to 185 by the 4th of July. He thought I was 200 pounds, actually was around 208. I'm down to 203. 20 pounds in 8 weeks. Been doing workouts in a 130-degree sauna, drinking my weight in water. Cut out the sugar and carbs. If I hit my goal, Dad will comp me around at Pebble Beach. Oh, that's awesome. That's friggin' awesome. Can I come? I want to go play Pebble Beach. I lost a bunch of weight. Flavor has EC Ride for $50. But the problem, you don't pay shipping with membership. Oh, that's good, Josh. Shoot. Craig Dugas, if you want to try Smoke Wagon, you can order online. I've got it. Jamie Fortenberry, good morning. Ryan Dixon, are you bourbon hunting on the way in? Stop by Reds in Orange and Lucky's in Beaumont. Amarillo dropped in Texas this week. Ooh, good. Where's Reds? Reds in Orange and Lucky's in Beaumont. Okay. I will do it. I'm always hunting, by the way. Jack Davis, get the Omaha train rolling. Yes, sir. Let's be realistic, but yes, sir. Craig, stop at a Specs or two. Does Specs ever really shelve unicorns? You know what I mean? That's the problem, I would say. Ooh, good morning from Brock. Today, I'm a little bummed. Was supposed to be at game day prep at Brock. That is happening today. I told you all about it's happening today over at Brock. Through the Brock Foundation, they're giving free physicals for middle school and high school athletes today at Brock, at the clinic. Schools, the entire teams, entire schools could come in, and they registered. Really cool thing that Brock's doing through the Brock Foundation. Another way they're giving back to the community. Another reason why I'm thrilled to always tell you all about Brock and why they're the best. So, pretty sure you had to sign up in advance. So, I don't know if it's one of those things where you could just show up today. Maybe you could call and ask, but maybe whoever's there with the Brock account could let us know if you're interested, if you could just show up today. But I don't think you can. But still an awesome thing for Brock to do. And this morning Scone was supposed to be there, but because I'm about to head to Houston, it's like I got to get rolling. But tip of the cap, of course, to Brock and all the great work that they do always, and for bringing you morning Scone for as long as they have. Kirk, the SEC is tough. I think this team has some potential to make some noise in whatever regional they get put into. Kirk, it just depends what regional they go to, man. It's all about the draw. But I mean, I've told you before, like the last 2 times they got sent to UCLA in 2010 and Corvallis in 2018, nobody was beating those 2 teams. So, like if I look at, okay, here, well, no, it was May. All right, here you go. Our D1 baseball's projected field of 64 from this week. Okay. So like if they get sent to Fort Worth, all right, TCU is the 5 seed, national seed. Oregon State's the 2, Dallas Baptist is the 3, Stony Brook is the 4. That's a brutal regional. You know what I mean? Like in Eugene, they've got Oregon as the 1, Gonzaga is the 2, Kentucky is the 3, Northeastern as the 4. Like, I'd be okay going to Eugene. I mean, I'd hate to travel, but I'd like to take my shot in that regional. What if they sent LSU and Paul Maneri to South Bend, where Notre Dame is the 1, they've got Indiana is the 2, Indiana State is the 3, and Central Michigan is the 4. I mean, you know, there are some draws where I'd go, okay, I can handle that. Anyway. Tim Gotro, good morning. Trivia, y'all still watching the NBA. I love the NBA, man. NBA is a great product, dude. It's best athletes in the world doing incredible things. They've generated a ton of interest with the play-in tournament deal at the end. They've made the end of the season meaningful. Yeah. Tim Gotro, Morgan's not a first rounder because MLB is mostly about home run power. If Hall of Famers like Derek Jeter, Tony Gwynn wouldn't be first rounders today's MLB draft either. No, well, Jeter would still be because Jeter was a 5-tool guy. Jeter could hit for power, average. He could run. He played a premium defensive position, had the arm. Jeter was the 2nd, 3rd pick in the draft. Tony Gwynn never hit for power. Where was Tony Gwynn drafted? I mean, that was so long ago. Let's see. Tony Gwynn was drafted. It was just a different era, too. Tony Gwynn was drafted. He made his debut in 1982. That was the year I was born. Let's see. Third round of the 81 draft. So there you go. I mean, that's some of those things, though. Who was that said that, Tim? See, some things have just like always been true, though, in baseball. One of the reasons I love baseball is that you can compare eras in baseball. Like, I mean, whether or not you hit for power has always been a tool that's valued in baseball. So, Specs has Weller Green. Oh, they got special reserve on the shelf? Okay. Okay. I'll check it out. They only give them to existing customer. Oh, Weller's and Specs. Got it. We all know when it drops at Specs and we get a text. Got it. Well, I'll stop in a few places on the way if we have time. See if I can make that happen. All right, y'all, I think we're just about done. We'll go bring Drew, ride the elevator, and then off to Houston. Definitely looking forward to this trip. So next time y'all see me, Morning Scone from Houston, the Westin downtown tomorrow. Okay, y'all, have an awesome day. Thanks so much for watching. Go Tigers. Let's see if Tigers go win a series today. So Eddie Burgard, shout out. Shelby Kelly, what's up? Cortland with the obsession with power arms. Would Maddox get a shot in today's game? Absolutely. I mean, 91, 92 with movement, and you could knock a tick off a flea's back. Is that the old saying? Yeah, Maddox would be just fine. Okay, y'all. Have an awesome day. Peace.